Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for the introduction. I feel blessed and honored to be here. My name is Tamar Huggins, and I'm the founder and executive director of TechSpark, which is a technology and design school that I started to empower young girls and children of color through innovative technology programming. So I'm here to talk to you about the one single most important thing that I've learned, and I literally just learned it 3 weeks ago. So a couple of weeks ago, I decided to reclaim my power. I decided that it was okay for me to do and focus on just one thing and to be okay with it. As an entrepreneur, we're dreamers, we're visionaries, and we're super ambitious people. In my case, I'm a little bit too ambitious. Blame it on my A-type personality. I wanted and believed that I could do it all at once. I found myself focusing on things because people asked me to, and I took it as a sign for me to move right away. So I had literally like eggs in 4 different baskets and counting, and I began to feel overwhelmed. Things just weren't working out the way that I had planned them to. And I pushed myself to the brink of mental exhaustion, and I had a meltdown. But then I was reminded about the importance of using wisdom and discernment in your business. Every one of us has a greater power and a greater purpose in life. Some of us are multi-talented, and we're called to do more than one thing in this one life that we have. But the key is knowing what to do, and most importantly, when to do it. With TechSpark, I wanted to focus on a very specific and key demographic. But then I realized in doing my work that there were several gaps and areas that I wanted to fill. And being a leader in tech education, I thought that I had to be the one to fill all of those gaps. And it was a huge, huge distraction for me. The distraction for me was focusing on too many areas at once. How many of you as entrepreneurs literally focus on multiple things in your business? Probably more areas than you should. So statistically, about half of you are lying right now. So I'll ask again, how many entrepreneurs in the room are focusing on more things than they really should in their business? Thank you. So entrepreneurship is meant to be enjoyed when we focus and when we're purposeful. The moment that I accepted what my one thing was, a flood of opportunities began to come my way personally and professionally. What is your one thing? Have you veered away from it? And if you have, I want everyone to start taking steps to getting back on track. Sometimes we allow people, the news, and competition to allow us to move our business in directions that we either shouldn't be or maybe not yet. So I want you all to challenge yourselves to find your inner power. What are you best at in this moment? Not where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, but what is your purpose right now? What are you called to do? I want everyone to focus on present thinking. Stop chasing the next new thing or the next big thing. Focus on the work that needs to be done right now in this moment, because that is where happiness and true achievement is found. Challenge yourself to do a must-not-do list. So just like how we have to-do lists, every morning we wake up and we have a bunch of things that we need to do, I want you all to challenge yourselves to write a list of things that you just won't do, things that will take you off of your path towards your purpose. Bring the practice of focus back into your daily routine, not only for you, but set an example for your staff and your team members. I challenge you all, as simple as my words are, to focus on your season, whatever your season may be, and grow within it. Try not to grow out of it before it's time. Begin operating at a higher and more purposeful version of your life. Thank you.
Questions?
Are there any questions? Yes?
I'll start. What was the number one thing you put on your do not do list?
The number one thing I put on my do not to do list is to take on more than I really should be doing. Because of my personality type, I almost felt like I was worthless if I wasn't doing a million things at once. And I had to put myself in a frame of mind to say, you know what, it's okay to do that one thing, whatever that one thing is, and making sure that it's on task, it's intentional, and it's purposeful. So that was my one thing. It's a big thing, but it's the one thing. Anyone else? Munir.
Hi, Tamar.
Hi.
You probably remember that 5 years ago, you accepted me and the rest of my company into your accelerator,
Yes.
the Driven Accelerator. And since then, we've grown a lot. We're a multi-million-dollar company now. And you kind of really gave us our first break, in a sense. You gave us a place to work and helped us make connections. And so I just want you to know that that has had a huge impact on me and everyone else in our company. So I just want you to know that all the hard work that you've done and that you continue to do does make a real impact in people's lives. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much. Are there any? Oh, yes? Okay.
So my question to you is, when you started off, who helped you steer Tech Spark? Where did you go? And how were you able to land the seed funding that you needed to grow it right across the GTA?
Thank you. Well, first of all, I think I'll start with who I surround myself with personally. I'm a very spiritual person, and so I tend to surround myself with people who are also very spiritual. And before I started TechSpark, I had someone actually tell me that I was going to do this work before I even got to the stage. And I didn't believe them, and I thought, you know what, it's not really what I want to do. But I ended up where I am today. And I think that because I had that mindset of, okay, this is my purpose in life and this is what I have been called on this earth to do, amongst other things, but this is my main purpose, I surrounded myself with other people who had the same mindset that I had. So my board members played a very pivotal role in where we went. We did start out as an accelerator first, and we realized that in order to create the social impact that we wanted, we had to focus on education. Because if our young people, our young girls are not thinking of themselves as creators and innovators in technology, then there would be no need for an accelerator, because they wouldn't even think of themselves as startup founders. And so my board members were able to really help me. I would say that my team, my home, my family has really helped me as well. I started out and I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I wanted to help other people, and I had to figure everything out on my own. So I went through a series of applying for funding for maybe 3 years. So I was doing the work that I was doing for free for 3 years, until one day the Ontario Trillium Foundation said, you know what, we're gonna give you a chance. The United Way Toronto said, you know what, we're gonna give you a chance. Because for them, they've never poured money into a tech anything before. So I was literally the first. And I'm so thankful that they did, because of the lives that we've been able to impact.